If they're not paying your bills, buying your food, or putting a roof over your head, they've earned zero leverage over your life. Period. This one is going to hurt some feelings. But I'm not here to sugarcoat anything. I'm here to remind you of who the hell you are. And this is because too many of us are out here negotiating our worth with people who bring nothing to the table but opinions. Stay with me. Let me tell you what I've come to learn the hard way. The loudest voices in your life, they are often the ones with the least investments. They are not there at 2 a.m. when you're breaking down. They don't wire money when rent is due, and they don't hold space when your world is crumbling. Let's be honest here. We all go through it at one point or another, okay? Something just happens. But this type of people, they have the most to say. They act entitled to your obedience, your guilt, your explanations, as if love or blood or gender gives them the right. Spoiler alert, love without respect is control. And neither blood or gender or love excuses disrespect. Let's talk about what belittlement is really about. Belittlement is not about you. It's about them. This is a mirror, but it's not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. You see those people who keep tearing you down? They are simply revealing the fractures in their own identity. Here is the truth that nobody wants to admit. They are simply projecting their own failures onto your progress. But most times we don't see that. Most of the times they're mad and angry because they couldn't break out of their own cage. And most of all, they hate the fact that you have the audacity to move differently. That's laughable, right? They want to keep you small because your growth threatens their comfort zone. Your power, maybe, reminds them of how much they gave up. And when you refuse to play small, when you refuse to shrink, that's when they start calling you the big word, difficult. You're being difficult. You're just difficult. But when you meet such people, sometimes it's just best if you walk away, okay? And if you really can't walk away, just be quiet and just, look at them. Walking away is not weakness. Silence is also not submission. All that is strategy. It just depends on how smart you are, okay? Not everyone deserves your explanation. And this is because some people out here thrive through chaos. The chaos of watching you flinch and defend yourself. Or you've not seen these things. Be on the lookout for these kinds of people. Have you ever tried reasoning with someone who's committed to misunderstanding you? You'll be tired, my friend. It's extremely exhausting. They suck all the energy that you have. And if you're not careful, by the time you leave their presence, you'll be so drained, you'll feel so small, they will make you shrink to a level that you never thought you'd get. So, stop feeding energy into emotional freeloaders. Okay? A dead-eyed stare or a flat, okay. It dismantles manipulation faster than a 10-minute monologue. Okay? So learn how to brush off some conversations. Especially when you sense this person is a freeloader or an energy vampire. And you see, once you go quiet, watch how fast they start spiraling. But regardless of that, here is where it gets surgical. You need to audit your circle. I'm sure you've heard of people talking about cutting people off. Ask yourself, do they add value or extract it? So do consider auditing your circle, the people who surround you, the people who are around you. Some people are criticism addicts and they will only show up to pick you apart. They don't offer solutions. They don't celebrate your wins. And most of all, they feed off your self-doubt. When you notice these things, cut them off. Personally, I love burning bridges. So if you have the matches, why not? Stop letting energy vampires feed on your light. Starve them to death. Okay? That bridge they feel comfortable using to come to you, burn it. Burn it down. Mbaya. Because, listen, access to you is privilege, not a birthright. Okay? And people who don't see that, those are not your people. And when you start burning bridges or cutting people off, when you start revoking that access, you'll be able to see clearly who was only around for control. So, start focusing on reinvesting your energy. Start putting that energy back into your healing, your freedom, and your peace. Reinvest in people who listen without trying to fix you. You know those people, you try and talk to them, you just need a listening ear, and all of a sudden they have all these advices they can give you. No. Reinvest in people who are mature enough to understand sometimes someone might just need someone to listen to them. Okay? Reinvest in people who clap when you win. Reinvest in people who don't feel threatened by your voice. But more than that, reinvest in yourself. Your dreams, your stillness, your self-worth. Because when you finally see your value, you finally stop needing validation from the cheap seats. And that brings us to the hardest part, the eviction. Here is a hard reminder. You are not required to host disrespect in your mind. So if they don't find your peace, then they don't get to disturb it. Evict their opinions, evict their voice from your head, and evict those guilt trips and backhanded compliments, and most of all that dead energy. Evict rent-free opinions. And this is because they didn't build you, they don't sustain you, and they sure as hell don't get to define you. Stop negotiating your worth with people who bring nothing to the table. Let me finish this off by empowering you with this. You are not here on this earth to be agreeable, okay? That's not your calling. That's not your purpose. You are not here to make them comfortable. You are here to be free, to be undeniable, and to build something real, but on your terms. Let them choke on their entitlement. But you're busy building. I'm Miss Wangui Muithathi, your personal finance and investment coach, and I'll see you in my next video.